Kevin, it was the result you were looking for this afternoon, 2-0 victory over AFC Sudbury here at the Sears Stadium. Took till quite late on for that one to be made safe by Matty Stenson, header adding to Harry Hawkins' goal. How did you see this afternoon?
I thought we looked solid and fairly well in control of the first period. I thought we passed the ball really well in the first half. We've had to keep pushing and squeezing to get the moment that's ended up, dividing the teams for half time. Great delivery from Jordan and Harry. That bit of desire to go and get in there, and really pleased for him. He works really, really hard for us, and 18 years old. Hopefully he's got a big future in the game. He's been terrific for us and really committed to it. I think he's enjoying his football, which is important. It's nice when you can have moments like that, and like I say, hopefully he builds on it. I think second half, there's moments there where in possession we've got to do better with the ball. We've got to be a little bit stronger in certain situations, and because we weren't, we kind of gave Sudbury some encouragement there to keep coming at us. Obviously it's really pleasing that for all their efforts, and they worked really hard today and had a right go at us, as teams always do when they come here. Like keeping a clean sheet was massive for us and big for us. They had corners and long throws that they put on you, which do ask questions of you, but the fact we stayed together, organised and brave in certain moments, it is pleasing. Like we had to go, like I say, probably 90 minutes was it for the second goal, but again, great corner, great header, and it just, like I say, it eases any anxiousness there may be going into those final few minutes, and wanting to win the game and needing to win the game. Just allows you to manage it in the way that you want then.
Sure. Sudbury's situation really means that they probably were gonna. There wasn't any expectation on them. They are under a new manager, having the old manager having departed in the week. So I guess there was all of a sudden you've got a few things in their not in their favour exactly, but they want to impress the new manager. They'll want to come and work hard as a minimum, and that just makes life more difficult for you, doesn't it?
It does. You're always wary of that new manager bounce. When they come in and, like I say, they haven't had a great run, have they? But you look at the level of effort and commitment that they put in there, and it makes you scratch your head and think, why would that be the case? Because they've certainly got some talented players. As we found out when we went to their place earlier in the season. So, look, that's how tight the league is, and it's pretty unforgiving because, like I say, from top to bottom, it's not easy. There aren't any gimmies within it. You have to scrap and battle and fight each and every game that you take part in. Like I say, we've got a very young midfield now at the moment, a little bit inexperienced, but certainly growing all the time, and hopefully they are growing quickly enough for us to, stay strong from now until the end of the season. There's good options off the bench, and being allowed to give Jimmy an extra week or so of rest to make sure he's absolutely right to come back into the group is great for us. That's what you want as a manager going into this crucial period. But equally, the lads that are out there playing and doing the job and hopefully achieving, hopefully they can stay strong and continue to push us forward.
With this hurdle out of the way now, all eyes do shift to the Kettering game next week, which I know a lot of the fans will have been building up for quite some time as a huge game, and it is a huge game. We can't deny that. It isn't going to be a decisive game necessarily, but it can have a big bearing on which way you're looking up the table, isn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. And as I've said to you before, as managers and management and players and staff, supporters, you want to be involved in big games and games that really matter. And it's a nice game to look forward to, but again, keeping everything in perspective and just understanding it's one of many games that are going to be really tough from now until the end of the season. It's nice to be preparing off the back of a positive result. It's nice to be preparing off the back of a clean sheet. As I've said, from a long way out, Kettering's got good players, very capable players in the group. It's not an easy place to go and get a result. They'll be looking forward to it as much as we are. Like I say, we're in for a tough game, but you want to be involved in those, and hopefully, like I say, if we apply ourselves in a similar fashion for a little bit longer than we did today, hopefully, like I say, that, if we can get a similar sort of result, it sets us up for the next one.
Sure. And when supporters, and they are looking around for signs of weakness in other teams and possible disadvantages that other teams may have, you can't really take much notice of that, can you, when you're the manager? You have to bear down and just focus on the 90 minutes next week.
Yeah, we've got to focus on ourselves and what we can control and make sure that we get as many as we can back fit and available. Not having Sam available for us today and Oliver not being available, it would have been nice to have introduced him into the group and play a part in it. It's a little bit frustrating. Like I say, one of the benefits is Jimmy's got an extra week to do some work and get himself right where he needs to be. Hopefully Lewis, will come in and provide some competition there as well. So yes, it is good to have a bit of depth at this stage of the season. And again, hopefully that keeps everybody up to the work within the 11 and then the 16. Steph's getting up more towards fitness as well, we hope. So that's a positive. But equally, like I say, whoever gets the shirt, it's important that they are working really hard and hopefully delivering results similar to what we've done today.
Sure. What's the outlook for Sam? It's not. We're not looking at anything long term, are we?
I would hope not. Sometimes you can't always tell how these things are going to settle down, and sometimes they can be a little bit niggly. And it's one of those. I can't put a definitive time on it. But yeah, Beth will work with Sam, and like I say, hopefully, if he can come through this week and we can get him out there and available for us, that'll be great. If not, Jordan and Nora have done fantastic. Hopefully Oliver's not too far away. It's important that you've got options, and I think we have got options to the group now. So let's hope it's not too long an issue. But like I say, if they're in there and we're keeping clean sheets, hopefully they're keeping Sam out of the side.
Sure, I was going to say the clean sheets, nice bonus today, given that it's not a makeshift back four, but it's certainly, you've had to make changes to it recently. They're not players who've necessarily played together that frequently, so that communication between them, perhaps, that comes through playing together regularly, and they haven't necessarily had that.
No, and I think it's hopefully we are growing at the right time and understanding one another. And as you quite rightly point out, I think you look at the side that we started the season with, and probably the squad that we started the season with, that's evolved. It'd be interesting to see how many actually in the starting 11 today, as opposed to what we started the season with. And it can take a little bit of settling down. It can take a little bit of understanding and working together. And but that's where we are. It's a lot of energy, through the midfield and through the team. Really, I've made a point of trying to bring younger players into the group, and sometimes those younger players can be a little bit naive at times and not see certain moments quite how you would hope. But they are, always trying to move their game forward. They work incredibly hard for one another, and like I say, if we can sustain that from now to the end of the season, hopefully we can give ourselves a chance of continue to win games like we have today.
Sure. 7 more hurdles to jump, and must just ask you as well, any winners at Cheltenham this week for you?
I had a decent Wednesday. The rest of the week went pretty much downhill from there. But Wednesday was a good day for me. So it's nice to share a bit of downtime with the boys and what have you. Like, we've got a group that generally travel on the Wednesday and go and enjoy a day. So it's like I say, this is always the main focus, and winning games is the main focus. It sets up this week. Obviously there's no Cheltenham this week, but it's still be nice to get together Tuesday, Thursday, work hard together, and hopefully, like I say, be primed for a massive game next Saturday.
Kevin, we thank you for your time as always.
Thank you.